Today we've got news on some big changes in the iPhone 17 series as well as a new addition to the lineup. So make sure first up on the iPhone 17 Pro models that we get another big display change, though this time it's going to be the dynamic island. And many leakers are advising now that it's going to be the first iPhone to feature an under display, going to be in the form of a punch hole camera. Now this has been reported by many leakers for quite some time now, and it's thought that Apple could do away with the dynamic island entirely on the Face ID is now going to use a meta lens, which means it's still going to be there, but it's flatter and smaller, and that the size of the dynamic island is actually going to be reduced. As well as this, we're of course going to get a brighter and more accurate display on the iPhone 17 Pro models, and we're expecting it to be around 3000 nits peak. And for today's video sponsor, JMGO's N1S PRO 4K, which is the world's first triple laser projector with Google TV built in, and it comes with an epic Black Friday discount. With 2400 ANSI lumens of brightness, HDR10 and a gimbal design that means you can put the projector down anywhere and set it up anywhere in seconds, the N1S PRO 4K is a great projector for watching home movies, TV shows or even gaming. And on top of its gimbal design, we also get autofocus and auto keystone correction using the 3D time of flight sensor that's built in, and this will align the screen to the surface in just a couple of seconds. And best of all, if you want this incredibly versatile 4K projector, then go ahead and check it out now by clicking the link down in the description below. And it's currently on offer for Black Friday, which means it's just $1,390. Back to the iPhone 17, we've got news that there's going to be a new iPhone 17 Air, which is going to be much thinner than we originally thought. And it's going to be even thinner than the iPhone 6s, who agrees that the new iPhone 17 Air is going to be around 6mm thick, and this makes it the thinnest iPhone ever. And it's also including only one camera. And the only thing that confuses me is that we've got the new iPhone SE coming in March of next year, and this means that there's not really any need for this low. Assumption is that if it does exist, it's going to be launched later on in the year than the iPhone 17. And maybe it's even essentially the... Now next up we've got news that the A19 Pro chip to be featured in the iPhone 17 is going to be manufactured on TSMC's third generation 3nm process. It's going to deliver some big improvements for both performance and efficiency, but it also means that the previous reports of a 2nm chipset were incorrect. Now according to the report, Apple are going to be using TSMC's 2nm process for their A20 chip in the iPhone 18 models, and it's not going to be for the iPhone 17. A big change to the iPhone 17 series, however, is going to be with the non-Pro models some time now. With the standard iPhone 17 models, we're finally going to be getting an upgrade to 120Hz LTPO OLED displays, and judging by the comment section, this is going to be a huge relief to many who have been complaining about the displays for years. A new report from ET News states that there's no longer going to be a refresh rate gap between any of the 17 Air, and all of these models are going to use 120Hz displays. So next up, we've got news that Apple are going to be upgrading Pro models, and this is to increase the quality of the zoom shots. And then the selfie camera is also going to be getting an upgrade to 24 megapixel, but unfortunately, these changes are going to be for the Pro models only. Now we've also got news on top of that Apple are going to be using their own Wi-Fi 7 upgrade to 12GB of RAM, not only to help with the Apple Intelligence, but also just for better performance across the board. Now I think plenty of hardware changes are going to be mainly on the software and Apple Intelligence, which I think has disappointed more people than it's impressed so far. So we can expect to see these new upgrades in iPhone 17 lineup is looking like an exciting release from Apple, and we finally get some big changes, especially with the non-Pros upgrading to 120Hz displays. There's no doubt going to be a lot of focus being poured into Apple's intelligence over the next year as well, with Apple trying to capitalize on the power of their chipsets. Of course, given its similarities with the predecessor, I don't think anyone with the 16 is going to be rushing for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older iPhone or looking to try out their first iPhone, then it's going to be a great choice. Now of course, there's still quite a way away until the official launch. We're no doubt going to get more and more information as we approach that in September, and of course I'll be